Hey guys, welcome to the new topic. Here we are going to talk about to continue about the government intervention, but we are going to talk about the quantity control now. Previously, we talked about the government how to control the price and then affect the quantity transacted, the total revenue. Okay, then this time we go to the quota. That is a quantity control. So let's go for it and check what is the effects of the quota. Okay, let's go through what is a quota. So actually, quota is a quantity control, and that is a upper limit. Okay, it's an upper limit that that the sellers can sell. Okay, so that means if it is effective, that means it can make the people to make the seller to sell less. Okay, so it should be set on the left hand side of the equilibrium quantity. Okay, on the right of equilibrium quantity. Okay, so this is the quota. So how do I find this? Well, why and what is the supply curve of the quota? Actually, it have a great effect on the supply curve. Let's check it with this exercise. Here is said that it imposes a quota 3 units. Okay, the U.S. government imposes unit quota on T-shirts to China. Okay, so if we're talking about the T-shirt in China as a market we are focusing, then what happened here? Actually, we have a supply curve that if the price is $1, then it will sell 1 unit, then $2, 2 units, $3, 3 units, and so on and so on. But now what happened? If there is a quota here, that means 3 unit is the limitation. So let me draw a vertical line here to show that the limitation is here. Okay, that means the sellers can sell the unit before 3 or before 3 or less. All right. So for the first one, if our price is 1, then quantity is 1. This quantity is allowed to sell it here. The second one is allowed to sell it here. The third unit is allowed because it just touched the line, right? But for when the price is $4, then the sellers want to sell 4 units, but it is not allowed at this time. So how many units does the seller are going to sell? They will try to sell as much as they can. So they will stay here. Then $5, then they will sell here. $6 sell here. So we will find that the new supply curve will be just like this. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, and $6. And this is the new supply curve of quota. That means actually it just looked like this one. Okay, it's just a upper slope, then it go to vertical at the data part. So then what will happen actually, what is the effects of imposition of quota and why some government will do that? Let's check here. Okay, for example, at the very beginning, it is a free market. So we have an equilibrium here. Then we draw a P1, Q1. Then after the imposition of quota, that means it will make a vertical line of the supply curve. But it should be effective, so it should be the left hand side of the equilibrium. So it is S2. Then we will find the new equilibrium, that is the intersection between the demand and supply curve. Should be here. Okay, so we have a P2 here, then Q2 here. That means the price increase and the quantity decrease. Okay, so just make use of our common sense. If that is a limitation of the input goods, okay, that means that supply will decrease and we will harder to find it, and people will have a more price competition to fight for the goods, so the price will go up, and but the people who are really can buy it will be smaller, will be less. Okay, so quantity demand, quantity transacted is decreased. But the next thing is, what is the total revenue change? Okay, the total revenue change because the price increase, then is it plus because the quantity decrease, so here should be a minus. So actually every time you can see a plus and a minus exist together, that means the change of total revenue will be a unknown. Okay, so you have to depends on the to set that depends on the elasticity of demand. Then here is something how do we write of that? Okay, you just follow the diagram. Oh, so we say that when the government imposes a quota, the supply will decrease. Okay, and the shift to the left, that means S1 to S2, and the price will increase. So P1 to P2, and the quantity transacted decrease Q1 to Q2. And for the total revenue, we have to mention about the elasticity of demand. So when the demand is elastic, we just said in case, okay? So percentage change in price is, according to the definition, should be smaller than the percentage change in quantity demand. So total revenue, okay, price change is up, price is up, then it is smaller, so finally it will decrease. Okay, so P1 Q1 to P2 Q2, and that's all for the elaboration. If you can do this, you get the full marks from this question. But here I would like to ask you one very special things that we have not mentioned about in the previous policy. That is about the quality of the goods. Okay, think about this. If that is a culture of the goods now, so what happened to the quality of these goods? What will the suppliers do? They will try to enhance the quality or just make it poor. Think about this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, actually the quality will increase when the quota is imposed on the goods, because just think about it. If you are the sellers, then you have to go into market, but you have to compete with the others by a higher price. Then the consumer will expect you to deliver more higher quality goods. So if in order to compete with other sellers, you have to increase your quality. You have to give the better goods and let the consumer to pay you more. Okay, the last thing is I would like to mention about a very special terms. Actually, it is quite common in the exam. It's actually that, okay, when the government try to increase or decrease the quota. Okay, increase the quota, what does it mean? Is that more or less quantity of the goods will be sold on the market? Think about this. And if you have the answer, think about what is the effect on supply. That means what happened to the supply curve. Okay, now let's do it. Actually, this is a demand and supply, but this is not the original the beginning, because of increases quota. That means originally it has a quota. Okay, so it should be just like S1 here. Then we have an equilibrium at the beginning, P1 Q1. And after the increase of quota, yes, increase of quota, that means the quantity numbers will be more. For example, before that is 100, then now it may be 200. So the supply curve should go to the right hand side. And we have a Q2 here, and interception of the demand and supply. That is the price, the P2. Okay, so here we got the changes now. Price decrease, quantity increase, and what happened to the total revenue? It depends, because decreasing price, so minus here, increasing quantity, so plus here. So we don't know what happened to the total revenue. It should depends on the elasticity of demand. Okay, so that's all for this concept. It's very short one, but it's helps you a lot in the examination. So let's go to exercise and check your understanding of the topic. Okay, see you next time.